Hey guys, welcome back to another video with your girl Ariel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. I really rocks with y'all. In today's video, guys, we will be talking about obedience. So you guys, I have been going through a season of sanctification, a season of waiting on the Lord, a season of obedience to what He has told me to do, even if I don't really care for the instruction, or even if it doesn't necessarily make complete sense to me at the time. I'm sure there's probably a lot of other people out there who are going through the same exact thing. Sometimes we are on our walk with the Lord and He tells us to do things that just don't align with where we think we're supposed to be going, but then He just kind of switches everything around in the midnight hour, and it just turns out to be the most amazing thing that could have happened for our walk. I am definitely in the season where I am trusting the process. I am trusting the Lord. I am following the Lord. I am obeying the Lord. And I just want to share the revelation that I've had. So first and foremost, the chapter that I read to really give me hope in the waiting season is Leviticus chapter 26. So in chapter 26, it has two different parts. The first half of the chapter explains how you are blessed for your obedience, and the second half of the chapter focuses on how you are punished for your disobedience. In this video, I'm just going to focus on the blessings because we need a little motivation and inspiration over here. But I definitely recommend reading the full entire chapter because it's important that you also know how you will be punished for your disobedience. So read the whole thing. So first and foremost, I want to focus on verses 3 to 5. Those are the verses that stood out to me the most in this chapter to really understand what it means to be blessed for your obedience to the Lord. So verses 3 to 5 read, "If you follow my decrees and are careful to obey my commands, I will send you seasonal rains. The land will then yield its crops, and the trees of the field will produce their fruit. Your threshing season will overlap with grape harvest, and your grape harvest will overlap with the season of planting grain. You will eat your fill and live securely in your own land." Now, after reading this, if you are not a farmer or have no correlation of working on a farm, near a farm, with a farm, or anything like that, a lot of these words can kind of be random and not really make much sense to you. So if you're anything like me, I had to literally search up the definition to some of these words and kind of just figure out what some of this means. So if we start with the first sentence, the first verse, which is verse 3, he says, "If you follow my decrees and are careful to obey my commands, I will send you seasonal rains." Seasonal rains. And so I had to look at it as seasonal season. So we have different seasons. We have fall, we have spring, we have summer, we have winter. If he's sending rain in seasons, and we're talking about farming here, what season does it usually rain? It typically rains a little bit more in the spring. Rain is what helps grow the crops. The season for rain is the season that helps you grow. So if the rain is growing the crops, your rain, your storms, your thunders that you're going through at that season is to help you grow. It's to prepare you for what's to come. We get into the next verse, verse 4. And he says, "The land will then yield its crops, and the trees of the field will produce their fruit." It will then, T-H-E-N, yield its crops. So the only way for the crops to be yielded, to grow, is to first go through that season of rain so that they would have all the nourishment they need. I look at the crops as the blessing, really. You have that season of rain, you go through your thunders, you go through your storms, you grow in your faith, you're able to grow with God. And then once you've gone through all of that, God grows you to the point of where you're ready to receive the blessing. The plant is finally ready to come out. You finally got something to show for it. The whole entire rainy season that you just went through, the whole entire time you had to wait for the crop to grow, you finally are at this point where the crop is here. And then verse 5 says, your threshing season will overlap with grape harvest, and your grape harvest will overlap with the season of planting grain. So first it says your threshing season. I had no idea what threshing even meant, so I Googled it. And it says that threshing is the separation of the grain from the plant. So for instance, if you're growing corn, you know how corn has like the little plant at the bottom of it with the hay attached. So threshing would be disattaching the corn from the actual plant in the ground. And so that's what threshing is. So after you go through that season of rain, those thunders, those storms, those trials, those tribulations, you're finally at the point where you've grown enough, or you've gotten enough nutrients to go ahead and grow the crop. So now you have something to show for everything you've just been through, everything you've just learned, all the work you just put in, all the waiting that you've done. You finally have something to show. You have the crop here. And now you're in a threshing season where you can take the crop and you can actually use it. It says your threshing season will overlap with grape harvest. Threshing season is also typically in the summer, which lasts from June all the way into September. From March to May, it's raining and your crops are growing. And from June to September, your crops are growing and you're able to actually pull them from the ground and utilize them. So grape harvest, I Googled this as well, is typically in August to October. So really telling you that once you obey God, you bear fruit, you're able to utilize that fruit not only in the summer when the fruit grows the most, but even during the threshing season when you separate the fruit from the ground, and even during the grape harvest when the fruit is no longer bearing as it usually is. So it's telling you that your blessings will overflow over time, not only during the season that it's supposed to overflow, but the season after that and the season after that. And then it says your grape harvest will overlap with the season of planting grain. The season of planting grain is usually in the fall. Just off of obeying God and following his decrees, you are promised a overflow of blessings. You're also promised a season of rain. So not only are you being blessed after your season of raininess, you're being blessed after your season of growth. You're also being blessed all the way from your season of growth to the next season of growth. That's more than half of the year that you're getting blessed just for your obedience. Imagine how much blessings you are missing out on when you have a lack of obedience. If I disobey, I am missing out on one of those seasons. And still, God is so good. He will still provide for you. He will still protect you. He will still love you. He will still be with you. But imagine how much more he can do for you if you just were to obey. He is promising you an overflow of blessings just for your obedience. If you obey me and follow my commands, I will give you this, and this. Not just this. This, and this. Tenfold, sevenfold, eightfold, fivefold, threefold. Just because you decided to listen to me, I'm not only going to reward you, but I'm going to reward you more than you ever even imagined. I'll make sure that you have enough food to last you for the rest of the year. Just because you obeyed me and you went through a season of rain to wait on me. Now I'm going to reward you because you obeyed me and you waited on me. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think that is very powerful. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there in the Word. I definitely recommend you guys reading the whole entire chapter for yourself so that you can get a true feeling and meaning for what the chapter is saying and how it will apply to your life. If you are a beginner at reading the Bible, I recommend watching one of my Holy Girl Bible studies. It is definitely beginner friendly, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this video could have helped you and supported you on your journey and your walk with the Lord that you are on right now or that you will be on shortly. Hope that it has inspired you, motivated you, and pushed you to not only do better, but to be a better child of God. I love you guys. Jesus loves you guys, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one.